Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to watching Roswell, New Mexico, Season 3, Episode 12. I ain't going out like that, and I am so stressed. We've got both of the final episodes today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take it, but I am ready. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction and all of my reactions on my Patreon, and let's go.
Here he has complete control over us. Little home field advantage.
Oh lord.
I'm in charge here, but you all have some value as pawns.
Fuck.
So, shall we take a vote?
I'm so stressed right now. I haven't quite processed how stressed I was until right now. No, Maria. Okay, I did not need to see a spider. But visions will be useful, please. The funeral's not over, fuck that. I've been stressed about whether or not the funeral was over. It's probably a different funeral, but I'm still so stressed.
You've trained, so she doesn't have to see what a disappointment is.
He is getting into all of your heads. None of this is true. He's just playing on all of your worst insecurities.
These people barely see you as a friend. You're the cosmic MacGuffin to them. They just want the equation. That's
no. They will get to know him.
I've heard way worse in Reddit threads.
You know, then they're not going to have a deep, meaningful bond with him just yet because we've known him for a few days. Oh god, they're battling.
What's with the
It seems super important, so
yes, Isabel.
You poke around long enough, you might let down your own defenses, and then I will see into your mind. We already know you're not going to.
Oh my lord!
You said it yourself.
Yes, 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 Isabel. Oh my god! What was that noise that just came out of my mouth? But Dallas.
know about our abilities. Night, Michael. Refuse, and the death that follows is on you.
Oh my god! So much just happened in the space of like 3 seconds. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing. I'm not laughing. I'll be crying. I'm so stressed. I'm really sorry. I'm like having a breakdown. This laughter is complete inappropriate laughter. Just. I don't know what the noise. I feel like I just made a really dumb noise. But I'm Dallas. I mean, the horrible part of my brain is like, if anybody there had to be hurt, I'm kind of glad it was Dallas because I know him the least, but I want to get to know him, so he has to be fine. He'll be fine. I'm gonna have fucking stress for Michael.
He needs surgery. We're running out of time.
Well, luckily, I have an excellent alien physician on speed dial.
Yes. Where's Alex? Does he know Michael's in danger?
3 coffins, no mourners. Nothing else to go off of.
Okay, 3 coffins. That is a lot of coffins.
Did any of the coffins have lilies on them?
That's really specific.
It's Isabel's favorite flower.
Well, how would you know that?
Everybody knows.
I promise
He
you, not everybody knows
loves her.
Wow.
See, I feel like part of this could totally be that they're just kind of going to set up that Kyle is having like an unrequited love situation. That's all totally fine. I will be sad for him because they really shipped them. The other part of me is like, they're setting up that Kyle likes Isabel, which they know a lot of fans have been like, oh, chemistry there. Does that mean Anatsa's evil? That is her name, right? Journalist lady is an evil journalist lady, or at least a misguided journalist lady, maybe. Or am I reading 6,000 times into this? Oh my god, I'm still so fucking stressed.
Mitigate any permanent damage.
I'm so stressed about Michael right now. I'm so stressed about Dallas right now.
Also, technically, these are parts of my sword. I do need them back. And it's my fault that Dallas is here.
No,
Jones
it's not.
did.
Badass, fearless warrior.
You are. And you're training, and every time you train, you get stronger. Your mother had years of training, a whole lifetime of it.
Perhaps it's time I tell you the truth.
Oh my god.
About your conception.
Fuck.
Right, I'm almost through transcribing Theo's equation. But
Michael!
some of these symbols are
I
incomplete.
just want to give him a hug and protect him and shield him.
Any breakthroughs?
What's the cost?
To be elsewhere.
Does he lose his powers or die or...
It'll take away your powers.
That's what I thought.
You get my mother's name out of your damn mouth.
Perhaps I should tell you about your mother's mouth.
Michael, sweetheart.
Once upon a time, she was my right hand. Until the rebels clouded her judgment and turned her against me. Your mother was good!
Michael, my love, I know that.
Damn liar.
I know, sweetheart. You know she wouldn't have been perfect, but you know she was good. Even if she made mistakes.
Children cling to fairy tales.
I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
Yours is by far the most broken of your entire precious triad. You don't deserve a
Michael.
family.
Fuck you!
And
Michael,
that's
you
why
know
you
it's not
tried
true. You know it's not
failed
true.
to stop me from getting into your head.
Remember everything that Alex has helped you understand about yourself, that you've let Max and Isabel in. But just, Michael, remember please that Alex has built your heart a home. You know that Alex loves you regardless. Alex knows just who you are. And the reason that you are more broken, the reason you have more mental struggles with the concept of family and being and believing you're good enough, you know, my darling boy, is because you weren't given a family and that was just random chance. And I don't know if Max has ever told you the true story of how random it was, but just God, how am I only 60 minutes in?
I'm wondering if I can alter it in some way to find Jones, then it'll lead us to Michael.
You think that'll work?
I love
I'm
it.
grasping at straws, but
You know, it was the only way I knew how to cope.
I don't know how
So,
we've ever had this kind of a
Hell, if
scene
you need to bang
between
on that machine and
Max
not
and
break,
Alex.
I get it.
Deep down, I knew I would never take the deal. A part of me did wonder what if.
That's human, that's normal.
You are a hero to the people in this building. And quite honestly, a round of margaritas with them kind of sounds better than a prize on some shelf that has to be dusted.
You're letting your
Please,
feelings
sure.
show, my love. I'm just a good friend.
Okay. I can feel that he's terrified.
Oh
He
Lord.
shouldn't be in there alone.
Take it from a girl who lost her sister without a goodbye. You don't want to live with that regret.
And Isabel can literally let you actually speak to him.
Nothing you can do that will stop me from getting in your head. Now you proved
Michael.
to be a disappointment.
Just... Oh, you're getting in his head.
Seems we've spent too much time talking about my weaknesses but avoiding yours. You need a tissue
I adore you,
for that
Michael.
nosebleed.
Oh Lord, I love you so much, my sweetheart.
You want to know about the Lockhart machine? But no deal. Growl me.
You want your sword?
You're gonna have to go through me.
Oh Michael, I love you so much, but I'm so
it's the first time
stressed.
that Michael popped the back of the machine. But Michael leaves his bandanas all around my place, and I don't think he ever washes them. So maybe some trace DNA will could be yours and Jones's frequency.
You think a regular guy from Roswell could do that?
What do you mean by that?
No, it was
Oh,
just something Liz mentioned.
So
that's
wait,
a
you're gonna be
lot
human,
to
huh?
deal
I
with.
mean, that's what you always wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a bit different, especially now that they've all started to
I mean, not
accept
exactly,
their
but-
powers, isn't it? Like,
They're forming a new triad with Dallas anyway, so
oh no!
you know it's cool.
Max, they're not literally replacing
So, wait,
you.
are you afraid that you're gonna lose your purpose if you're not their savior anymore? Max, your siblings don't
These
love
two,
you.
I love
You do
it.
for them, they love you.
Yes, Alex! Alex is the heart of this show. Alex and
What about
Kyla.
You're Max Evans,
Ah,
no matter what
yes.
form that takes.
Love this. Heath?
Just because we make some bad choices, that doesn't make us bad people.
One of my absolute favourite
Just makes
things
us
about this
human.
show. Yeah. One of my absolute favourite things about this show is that even with all of the alien science fiction craziness going on, it never forgets to take a beat and take the time to check in with the characters, to have real character and relationship growth. I love it.
See how funny it is when I run my sword through you.
Oh, Michael, I adore you. He's behind you. Shit, where's Sanders? Please don't let Sanders get in the way. Oh, Lord. Oh, shit. Sanders, I know you love Michael, but if you're hearing this, stay the fuck inside and oh, shit. Or not.
70 years
Oh.
to do that.
No.
So you do love Sandra as much as you love Nora, and he's got a toy I want.
fine. It's all gonna be fine. Sanders is gonna be fine. Michael is gonna be fine. Michael, he needs you.
I'm not sure how much longer I can hold on.
Oh, you can do it, my love. You're not alone.
It's like the hardest thing I've ever done, just trying to survive.
I know.
I didn't know if you were coming, if anyone was coming.
They've been with you the whole time, my love.
And the first thing that ran through my mind was whether or not you still love me. If
My
I was
brain is
actually
still, like,
just a guy from Roswell.
mildly concerned that Jones has already arrived, managed to knock out Max and steal his clothes again. I'm so stressed.
First, I need something I've been meaning to do for a very long time.
At least if it's Jones, she'll figure it out.
Ah, crap. Sorry.
How'd you find me, Naluka? We gotta close it up ourselves.
Oh, Michael.
Booze, mechanics glue, and a stapler.
Michael!
Jones is after the Lockhart machine. He knows it's with Alex. He's going to Deep Sky. Please.
Phone the others. They can find out about that, and then we can get Michael medical help.
It's now or never, DeLuca.
Oh, Lord.
Do it.
At least when we get him to Deep Sky, there are doctors, aka Kyle. Oh, Michael, you idiot. You're so brave, and I love you so much, but this is just... No. No, no.
We'd still need DNA from a member of Jones's immediate family.
Michael. Or Max.
Michael.
But yeah.
What? No, I thought not Matt. You helped save this man's life.
We make a good team.
You do?
What? You don't need Jones's sword to be a warrior.
Uh-huh.
You're ready for this.
I love it.
Keep Max and Jones apart for good.
Right on schedule.
Holy shit. Holy shit!
I bet you're thinking, hey, he drops them, I'll catch them. No big. But I have a hunch that you don't quite have the strength to catch all three.
Michael!
Hey, get away from him!
Oh!
Next time, frozen mouse.
Oh my god. Shut the fuck up, you. I'm fine. So Alex is on the balcony below holding out like a big mat, right? Okay. I know I paused this episode a lot to talk and to process, but I feel like that was like 6 hours long. Like, the time I've been recording is only 44 minutes, so it wasn't 6 hours long. But I feel like I've been through 6 hours of trauma. Okay. So, to start with, Dallas was injured, but Dallas is okay now. I mean, okay, he's not okay now, he's still very much unconscious on an operating table. I really don't know why today my response to the stress is just laugh. Dallas is on an operating table, but he's gonna be fine. It's not funny. I think it's like laugh or start screaming. Dallas is gonna be fine, and we're gonna have time to get to know this new member of our alien family. Liz. Isabel referred to him as her brother, and that's gonna be everything to him. Heath. Okay, he's just been thrown off a building, but he's gonna be fine. He and Dallas, you know, Dallas is never gonna give up on him. He'll never give up on Dallas. And Dallas is gonna get to learn more about his family. Then we have Kyle, who is falling hard for Isabel, and they're so wonderful together. I love them together so much. But obviously right now she's with Anatsa, and I don't know, you know, I am totally okay if this is just purely a one-sided Kyle thing, or I'm totally okay if down the line they do end up together. You know, I root for them. I just root for them all to be happy. But Kyle's belief in her and giving her that reminder that she is capable, she is strong. I'm hoping that, like, Michael is the strongest when it comes to telekinesis, but Max can do it, and so can Isabel, because the whole thing... Do you remember when Maria at the beginning of the season was throwing herself off a building with the plan that Max, with a dying heart, would catch her? So Max or Isabel could catch them. I know Michael is the strongest because it's the power he's had the longest, but the other people can catch those people that have fallen. Isabel can do amazing things. She believes in herself a bit more. She was able to help save Dallas, which is everything. We have the full equation. They've made the full serum. I'm genuinely only praying that Liz somehow managed to make 2 batches and she switched them before Jones noticed, and the batch she had was the one that gets rid of powers. Not in both of them though, just in the person you injected. I'm clutching at straws here. does this mean now that Max is forever in Jones's body? Because she's injected him with something. So for Max isn't going to get his own body back with his own tattoos and just his, it's just weird. It's like an identical body, but it's not his. It's been around for a different number of years. How much wear and tear does it have? Like, I'm talking about a car. But just how long? Like, Jones seemed pretty urgent to wanting to get into Max's body. Does that mean that body is nearing its end? I'm just stressed. Stressed about everything. Liz, you know, keeping her self-belief enough to make the serum and to keep going, and yes, it seems as though everything has gone fucking wrong, but, you know, going forwards, we can, she'll be able to, anything that goes wrong she'll be able to fix, even if this somehow is going to cause Max to not have his powers or to be in a failing body. We understand so much more about the science than we did at the beginning of the season. I feel like she's in a much better place to continue developing it into something that would A, help fix any problems created by this solution, and B, to use in the wider market, though she'd have to figure out a way to explain how it exists without explaining aliens. I am, like I said, I'm really hopeful that Liz is going to be able to work in Deep Sky somehow, just because she needs this lab. She deserves a world-class lab to do the kind of work she needs to do, and this will be the perfect place if it's safe. And I mean, Eduardo Valenti, he seems safe, but, you know, otherwise stress. The beginning, when Isabel, was epic because we needed to get out of there, otherwise, you know, Jones could have done God knows what. But then, you know, Jones just bing bang bosh, bosh, just that was stress. And then you have Michael, and that just trying to get into Michael's head. And I think it is true, it's something Alex has tried to shield him from this season, is shield him from any suggestion that Nora wasn't perfect. And I think in a better circumstance, aka not while being emotionally tortured by his father, Michael will be able to come to terms with the fact that Nora wasn't perfect, but that Nora ultimately tried to do good. And maybe Nora started off by making mistakes, but she learned from them and she tried to do better. She, like Dallas said in this episode, your mistakes aren't the most important thing, what you do after them is. And I think in a lot of ways it might actually help Michael to have a much healthier view of himself, even further than he already is developing, if he's able to think Nora was flawed, Nora made mistakes, but she gave her life, sort of, I mean, she did everything she could. She gave her life to try and fix them. She was determined to do good, and ultimately her plan was to do good. You know, nothing will ever change that. Even if she did start off as being Jones's right-hand woman, clearly at some point she realised the truth of it all. And I just want to give him a giant hug. I hate Jones so much for that. I hope Sanders is okay. The fact, you know, it seems as though Jones was, like, doing something with his heart or whatever, but he's just passed out, because otherwise we would have seen Michael be more concerned about that. Being like, quick, let's go. I feel like also they could have phoned the people at Deep Sky, or is, because, anyway, then he's stabbing Michael. I'm not okay with that. Thank God, I was going to say thank God we're with Kyle, but Kyle is currently dangling out of a window. It's fine. I'm stressed. I'm so stressed. So yeah, I'm glad Maria's visions were able to give her enough information to get to Michael, and I thought that the vision waited long enough so that she wasn't in any danger when she went to the junkyard. I'm hoping Sanders is okay. Michael would have obviously made sure that he was before he left. He's not going to be like, oh, he's dead on the floor, never mind. He'd be far more upset if that were the case, so fingers crossed. And I love Sanders so much for going to protect his boy, like, and he's wanted to punch Jones or whack Jones in the face ever since he was a kid, and he knew how scared Nora and Louise were of him, but just, he came out there to protect Michael, and as much as I was begging him to stay inside, because obviously Jones is going to use anything he can, we know he's not above, but he knows that a lot of the time the most effective way to blackmail and threaten good people is to threaten those they love, because while they can withstand the pain on themselves, it's hard to do it on somebody else. And I'm stressed. The moment that Michael has now been stabbed by his own father, I'd like to stab Jones myself, please. And then Jones knows about Alex and the depth of Michael's feelings for Alex, and I can't lie, I do feel a little bit like I was robbed of seeing Michael staggering in with Maria, being like, Alex, I need the lock-up machine, stay here, whatever you do, don't let my father, like some sort of, I mean, don't tell me that didn't happen, I don't let my father see you, no matter what, please stay here, because Alex and Maria did not come back upstairs, they stayed downstairs, so that suggests that, you know, there was a very dramatic, like, Michael begging Alex into staying or whatever and trying to hide how injured he was. I get that there was a lot happening in this episode, so I'm not like properly being like, oh, I'm robbed, but I still feel like that would have been a very special moment. Well, not special, that would have been a very fucking traumatic moment. I probably would have broken down again. But yeah, right now Alex and Maria are downstairs. We've got to pray that Jones doesn't decide to pop down and grab a hostage on his way out. He seems to have everything he wants, as far as he's aware at least. I'm still praying that there was something different about the serum. I'm also praying that somehow Michael and Alex have sabotaged the Lockhart machine, like maybe they've even put the thing that Jesse Maines had put in it back in it, so now like a spectre of Nora can torture Jones. That would be fun. I'm just stressed. I'm all over the place and I feel like I'm missing so many different elements here. I feel like the only thing I haven't talked about really now is Max. Maximilian. He is just, you know, the show began with, I'm just a guy from Roswell, and now he was faced with the prospect of becoming just a guy from Roswell. And I think it is, one of my favourite things about this episode, other than everything, was the fact that we had a couple of scenes between Alex and Michael. I adore when shows like this with big ensemble casts have characters that don't tend to interact meaningfully. And you know, Max knows just how special Alex is to Michael. Max knows how much that young man means to his brother. And I love that they were able to kind of commiserate over being stressed about Michael and to be stressed in general, and that he was kind of able to tell Alex some of his fears. And again, I think because he isn't quite as close to Alex as Mike, as you know, he is to the other people upstairs that he cared about, but he's close enough, he was able to kind of tell him that he was worried about losing his powers and that, you know, would Liz still love him? And I adore so much that Alex was like, your family loves you for you, Liz loves you for you, you know, you're more than that, you're you. Liz loves your personality, Liz loves the drive you have to do good, Liz loves who you are. And yeah, she fell in love with you while you were an alien, but let's be honest, season 1, as much as like the alien stuff did kind of draw them together, a lot of the hurdles in the road have been linked to the fact that he's an alien, so actually it could make things a smoother ride. But I mean, I think it's a natural response to have, and the fact that they even had Max being like, oh well, you know, they're already replacing me in the triad, and it's not that simple. You know, they will never have the same bond with Dallas that they do with each other because they grew up together. It's in the same way that way back when it was almost like Michael kind of felt a little bit like he was the third wheel because they grew up as brother and sister and he grew up as like a tertiary person that they refound a few years later, you know. They will form such a bond with Dallas and it will be everything. But Max is always going to be the third part of their triad, and there's just kind of like another triad that Dallas is a part of, and then there's also a quadrad. I don't know, I mean, what is the word for a four square? And like, you know, the three of them are also, there'll be the four of them will be a triad of aliens, a quadrad of aliens as well. And I'm glad that we kind of had Max. I enjoyed the Max and Alex scene regardless, but I'm just really glad that Max got that out of his chest, was able to say that, and now we're gonna, oh, sorry if you can just hear the door going, now we can get, oh actually yeah, that's so true. That serum has to have been the not complete serum because they needed Michael's DNA. And, oh no, had he gone downstairs to get the rag already at that point? Oh, I just don't know, I'm stressed. So yeah, this was an absolutely fantastic episode. I'm very, very stressed for the finale. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you for watching.